What's up, everybody? My name's Eddie. I'm the campus pastor at Williamsburg campus, and I want to share some of my own thoughts about Sunday's message. Go ahead and check this out, and then stick around for some more wisdom and truth that you may need to hear this week. Check this out.
Congratulations. I willingly submit myself to your authority. Oh, that feels good, doesn't it? Huh? Willingly submit to your to your authority. It feels good depending on whether or not you won or lost. It feels good. It feels good depending on whether or not it's your candidate who advances or who doesn't. Let me teach you a little bit about this idea of submission for a moment. Submission is really one of the most maturing exercises and disciplines of our faith. In fact, if you want to know what a mature follower of Jesus really looks like, don't be fooled by the words they use. Don't be fooled by the knowledge they have. Don't be fooled by how spiritual they appear on the outside. If you really want to know, is this person a mature follower of Jesus? All you have to look at is their willingness to submit to authority and their willingness to serve others, and you'll know how mature they are. I'm telling you that the invitation to submit, particularly the invitation to submit to an authority that you don't choose and perhaps you don't agree with, is likely one of the greatest invitations by God for you to grow and develop as a follower of Jesus.
Well, it's just like Pastor Stu said, there is no authority except from God. And that's quoting Paul from the New Testament. Do you know when Paul wrote this? He was under Caesar Nero, who actually lit Christians on fire. You heard Pastor Stu talk about it a while ago, but want to talk about fair? This king would track down Christians, dip them in boiling wax, tie them to trees, and then light them on fire and have a party with his friends in the light. It was during that time that Paul wrote this. There is no authority except from God. And he goes on to say that whoever resists authority resists the rule of God and will bring judgment on themselves. Your reaction to human authority that you can see tells what your heart is like towards the God you can't see. When I was a teenager, I assumed God's favorite word was no. In fact, I believed you could pretty much summarize the entire Bible in that one word. I thought God was all about rules. After all, the entire universe revolved around me, and it was my right to enjoy life. Well, that's what I thought when I was younger. But let's think about this for a minute. When God first created the world, he made it the best he knew how. And do you know how many rules there were in the beginning? Can anyone tell me? Just one. That's right. He only made one rule. Don't eat from that tree. You see, God loves and values freedom. And Adam and Eve were happy and full of joy in this one world. The devil didn't like this, so he came in and said that if you rebel and claim your freedom for yourself, then your eyes will be opened and you'll be like God, knowing good and evil. So they listened and they were kicked out of the Garden of Eden. They lost the thing they were supposed to be over because they refused to be under what God had put them under. And that's the final truth I want to leave you with today. I want you to love authority because God might be preparing you for authority with authority. Some of you may actually be in a circumstance where you feel like there's unworthy authority over you. And one of the ways God makes us worthy of authority is by putting us under unworthy authority. But that is what you need to understand here, is that it's about your development. God knows if you cannot be trusted, if you cannot be tested. Let me say it again. You cannot be trusted if you cannot be tested. Maybe your leader doesn't make the best decisions, or maybe they're calling the wrong play, but true submission to authority is if you can run the wrong play with all your heart because it's what God's appointed called you to do. So how this week can you submit yourselves to authority over you? I think it could be as easy as posting the letter that Pastor Stu shared this past Sunday's during message. They just started with this: Dear Mr. President. And actually, I'm going to leave the rest of you to find. But I promise that's a powerful thing. Go ahead and check that message out and post that letter for everyone to see on your social media. I hope to see the rest of you in a service this week online or in person this weekend as we continue the Hope Project.